Hey guys, welcome back to some Gilded Guardians. As we continue our progression that seems to never end in this game, it is about the grind that makes a big difference. We have just hit level 83, so definitely making some more progression in there. Want to run through the adventure, want to go through and farm our Brimstone, and I believe we already farmed this one out in its entirety, which means we're going back to the Requiem where it all started. Now, if you're familiar with this game, this is the adventure mode. Once you get to a point of challenge number 3, you can just farm and you can sweep these in their entirety. This is where we're using all of our resources every single day. This makes a big difference when it comes to the progression, not only getting souls, but getting copies of heroes to essentially recycle. And that's what we've been doing. I want to hop in, I want to do some summons because we need souls, and we need souls very bad. Now, also looking at some legendary cracked hearts, have to pick up some of those so we can continue building out the founder heroes in their entirety. And of course, the crafting, this is a big focus. I've started building this because we know that tier 7 gear is coming and we want to make sure that we are kind of set. So getting these tier 6 logs, once tier 7 is released, this is my anticipation, is once we get that tier 7 gear released, we're going to have the ability to expand the adventure mode. You're going to be able to level these bags up to level 5, and you're going to be able to combine all of your resources. So all over here, the refined silk and also the wilderness logs, we will be able to combine them in their entirety, which means I want to go ahead and I want to stock up a lot of this stuff. That way, when it is time to go ahead and get that tier 7 gear, we're going to already have the materials to build it out to get some of that tier 7 gear. Because if you're familiar with kind of how we forge, you can see we have 12 and 4 right here. I'm assuming it's going to be probably the 4 and 4 that we see normally with the tier 7 gear. It is just going to be a higher level material, which is also the reason within our inventory, we are saving our chests. We are saving these right now, 783 chests, as you can see right here. We are saving those in their entirety just to make sure and see what is coming down the pipeline with the higher heroes and what exactly that is going to look like. Now in the summonings, we're at 136 summoning stones. This seems like it's going to stay and it will always remain basic. Seems like the calling crystals or the calling stones are going to be the ones to summon the limited edition. Now, the last one that we had with JD required 60 of those calling stones to go ahead and guarantee a copy. A lot of players used 30, 40, 50, didn't get a copy at all and lost out on all of those. Now for the other stone that is in here, I would wait till I have 60 to guarantee. If you pull it quicker, great. But if you have the ability, pulling them when you get to the point of those 60 stones does make a big difference. Now in here, we are looking for legendary heroes and we're looking for pretty much everyone except Grisell. Grisell is not the one. Grisell is actually, has a lot of utility and is a hero that we're seeing in a lot of different places. We're seeing her being used. And of course, just Lux, alter ego, we do pull that copy of Grisell. All of the other ones though, for the legendary copies, I want to come in here. I want to do some recycles for them. And of course, rubies. Rubies, you can see we have 11,000 rubies. Do not use the rubies for summoning as much as you want to, try to get a couple of those copies. Do not use the rubies for summoning. It is not worth it at all. You want to save them because there are so many other aspects of Guild of Guardians where you are going to utilize those rubies, and you will on a regular basis. Now in here, of course, anyone who's at those 3 stars, I just recycle them. And again, this gives us what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 more of our souls. Souls are what we need. Those are what we're focused on. And then of course, looking at Grisell. Now the problem with this is if we go to Radiant, the copies of Grisell that we have, it's very expensive. That is the one thing to remember, is if you're going in here and we want to enlighten, or if we want to build this up. But if we're looking to ascend the hero, it is 232 ascension seals. So again, relatively expensive to build this hero up, where if I get a copy of another one through summoning, chances are it's usually runs about 140. So Grisell by far is the most expensive. But like I was saying, Grisell is being used in a lot of different content where players are actually finding utility and actually finding use cases for the hero. Now there's an Oxalis. Oxalis might be a little bit lower. We can see exactly where Oxalis is going to come in. Now, of course, summons, we're just sitting on them. As if we're sitting on all of these summons, chances are we don't have the ability to build out the heroes that we need to just through the summons themselves. So again, coming in here, we know we're full on summons again. So let's see where Oxalis comes in. Now, again, based on my account, based on kind of the build, we haven't used Oxalis. I don't feel like we're going to at any point. 165, so significantly cheaper to recycle the hero. I know there's a niche case where, some players were using Uxla as kind of a one-off. I am using these heroes, and I'm going to do the same with Grisell. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ascend the hero, even though it's a little bit more expensive right there than I would like. With the Ascension heroes, we are going to just continue to farm them and continue to build them up. Now, of course, with this copy, I'm going to save one copy because I want to build up Grisell herself a little bit higher. So we will use some of the souls that we're farming out of here to build up Grisell a little bit higher, which we'll do in just a minute. So let's go ahead. We'll recycle all of our 3s, keeping all the 4s. Now, when you look at those 4 stars, those are what we're using for guild quests. That is really the big reason. So Oxalis, again, we're going to get 2,000 of our souls. Also looking at 500, which is a pretty big use case in there for the amount of the souls that we're getting. In the guild store itself, or in the guild shop, we're getting the quests, and boom, right here is another 30, the box of souls. We'll claim all these, so we actually picked up 35 souls. Trying to focus on and build out Leah. These take a long time, guys. They do take an incredible amount of time, which I know they've talked about. They've talked about adjusting. I'm waiting to see kind of what's going to come down the pipeline to get more of these souls, or having the ability to actually build these heroes out much, much faster than we are now. Because even looking here, we need 15,000. That is, again, a lot of souls. But looking here, we're going to use 5 of these. And I feel like Grisell might be one. You know what? I'm going to do Grisell. We're going to go back, and if we have to pick up more, we definitely can. But looking at the ability to get Grisell a little bit higher, we have a 100% chance with 8,000 Radiant Souls, which means that Grisell is going to go to 9.2. So pretty good. I know that is spending quite a few when it comes to building that out. But again, looking at the HP attack, the defense goes from 85% to 100%, building it out. So adding the Enlightenment, also adding the Radiance. Now with this one, we already do have these 2 copies, which again, I built out. We need a couple more souls, but now you'll see the ability to cap this out at 75 only requires 200. So it's relatively cheap when you start adding Radiant Guardians in here. But then of course we do need more souls, which the never-ending process of getting all of those souls in their entirety. Ascensions were complete. Then of course the Guardian has been removed. We're going to save those other copies of Grisell and see what we can do and how we can build these out. Because again, Grisell is following Leah. Leah we're building out in the entirety, which I could have saved him. I probably should have saved the Keeper Souls in here, but I feel like it's been a lot of time that we haven't made progression. Now, also looking here in Cyrus, we could do the exact same. We could build up Cyrus a little bit further, but I've been working on and building out Tarvos, getting these all to level 180. Level 180, of course, very important because this unlocks this passive skill, or the very last skill, in its entirety for all of these heroes at level 180. Want to make sure we're getting those and unlocking all of the skills and abilities they have. And of course, 186 is now the cap. So since I raised that commander level, I can now get Leah to 186, which I'm going to be doing. But I wait for the reset. Now, the reason for that, of course, is the quest. You can see these are all done. We also had a reset for the Endless. This is coming back actually in a couple hours. Actually 10 more minutes, so it is almost midnight here. And then the Rush, of course, is going to be back in 7 days, which means the PvP is coming back. The arena will be back in probably another 10 minutes. But you'll notice as well on the top, we are going to have the server maintenance. So that is going down as well, which means build up some more heroes. We got Leah built up a little bit further. Going to continue developing on these, and I'm hoping that soon the adventure is going to update. We're going to have all of the new Act 2 that is going to be coming, as well as everything else that we're getting with the upcoming patches. All right, guys, so very quick kind of short video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and as always, thank you guys for watching.